So hello everyone. So in today's video we will be solving questions on post-colonial literature. So whatever we are going to discuss in today's video, everything is based on post-colonial literature only. So without delaying our time, let's get started. So the first question says, who is considered the pioneer of post-colonial theory through the book Orientalism? So Orientalism is a book which was written by Edward Said, and he has pioneered the post-colonial theory through this very book. So this is important. Next question. The term subaltern in post-colonial studies was popularized by. So the term subaltern was, it was first of all, it was term coined by Antonio Gramsci, but it was popularized by Gayatri Spivak. So Gayatri Spivak is a woman. She is a lady writer, and she has popularized this term called subaltern, and but it was coined by Antonio Gramsci. Okay, next question. Which of the following novels deals with the theme of decolonization in Nigeria, right? So see, House of Biswas, it's written by V.S. Naipaul, and it does not talk about that a season of migration to the north. It also doesn't have the theme of Nigeria. And the God of Small Things by Arundhati Roy it talks about the Indian culture. It talks about the Indian society. So it is Things Fall Apart, right? So Things Fall Apart is written by Chinua Achebe, and then it was published in 1858, and then it is a trilogy. Okay, so the first part is Things Fall Apart, second part is Arrow of God, Arrow of God, not good. Third is No Longer at Ease. Okay, so this is Things Fall Apart, and Chinua Achebe is also called the father of African literature, so you have to keep that in your mind. Next question says, can the subaltern speak is an essay by. So see, we have just spoken about it. So subaltern jo hai, it was later popularized by Gayatri Spivak, right? So this is an essay written by Gayatri. Okay, so आपको क्या याद रखना है? Can the subaltern speak is an essay written by Gayatri Spivak. Okay, next, the novel Midnight's Children by Salman Rushdie explores. So it explores about partition and identity crisis. It talks about industrialization in India. It talks about colonial education. It talks about religious revivalism. So no, it talks about partition and identity crisis. Okay, so about Midnight's Children, you have to remember it was published in 1981, written by Salman Rushdie, and it has won Booker Prize in the year 1981 only, and then it won Booker Prize in 1997. So these are some of the important facts about Rushdie. Okay, next, the phrase mimicry and hybridity is associated with. So see, this question is frequently asked in UGC net also. So you have to remember the phrase mimicry and hybridity is associated with Homi K. Bhabha. Okay, so this is a term associated with Homi K. Bhabha. Next, who wrote The Wretched of the Earth, analyzing the psychology of colonization? So it is a work written by Frantz Fanon. Okay, so this is a work by Frantz Fanon. Okay, next question. A novel Abandoned in the River was written by. Okay, see, इसमें बहुत लोगों को confusion होता है. If the question was Abandoned in the Ganges, अगर ये होता तो ये होता, it would have been written by Manohar Malgaonkar, but since the title is Abandoned in the River, so this is a work written by B.S. Naipaul. Okay, and you have to remember B.S. Naipaul is a Canadian writer. Of course उसका origin जो क्या है, it's Indian, but officially or उसका citizenship जो क्या है, he is a Canadian. Okay, so he is a Canadian writer, and B.S. Naipaul has written a beautiful work called A House of, give me a second, Give me a second. Okay, so this is an important work. Next question. Decolonizing the Mind, 1986 is a work by. So see, decolonizing is a one of the most important literature of African literature, and this work is written by Nani. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it all because it is not. I'm not able to roll it properly. So it's Ngwangwa wa Tingao. Okay, he is an African writer. He is an African writer. So it is Tingwao. I will say Tingwao. Okay. So this is a work written by this very writer. Next, the term post-colonialism broadly refers to. So see, ये तो एक factual question नहीं है. This is ये it will depend on how you understand the post-colonial literature, right? So let us see the option. Literature written before colonial rule, no, because post-colonial literature is written after the colonial rule, right? So literature reacting to and analyzing the colonial domination, work supporting colonization, no. Literature about migration, only, no. So post-colonialism, it refers to literature reacting to and analyzing of colonial domination. Okay, so this is your answer. Next question. Which African writer criticized Joseph Conrad's Heart of Darkness? Okay, so see, Joseph Conrad जो क्या था कि he has written this magnificent work called Heart of Darkness, no? So Heart of Darkness में he has pretended that he have written about the African theme, but he has not given the words to that very character. So which is why this person Chinua Achebe has criticized this work, and then he has said that this work is such a nonsense, and then it does not have any theme of African writer, but yet it claims that it is talking about the African situation, and then the people and the problems that were facing by the people of Africa, right? So it was Chinua Achebe. Okay, next writer. The Empire Writes Back is a praise that refers to. Okay, so Empire Writes Back जो क्या है, ये जो क्या phrase को refer करता है, ये refer करता है आपका colonized authors writing against imperial narratives. Okay, so the Empire Writes Back का क्या मतलब है? सबसे पहले तो ये जो क्या मतलब रखता है कि this talks about the author talks about they were standing against the imperial narratives. So this is the praise, which is this is the answer for the Empire Writes Back. Okay, next, who among the following wrote The Mimic Man? Okay, so Mimic Man जो कौन लिखा है? It is written by B.S. Naipaul. Okay, next, the Caribbean writer known for the poem A Far City from Africa is. So this is a poem written by Derek Walcott. Okay, so this is a poem written by Derek Walcott. Okay, Jane Rice White Sargasso Sea. Oh, sorry, Jane Rice White Sargasso Sea is a rewriting of which work? So it is a rewriting of the work Jane Eyre. Okay, so here we have a character called Bharta Mason, who was a mad woman. So in this work he has rewritten this very work, and then he has given voice to this very character who is Bharta Mason, right? So यहाँ से देखो आप एक चीज़ याद रख सकते हैं कि जेन शार्लट ब्रॉन्टे का जो वर्क है ना, जेन आयर, सो उससे कौन इन्फ्लुएंस होकर लिखा है? इट इज़ जेन राइस, एंड देन शी हैज़ रिटन द वर्क कॉल्ड वाइट सरगासो सी, एंड देन दिस इज़ अ रीराइटिंग ऑफ विच वर्क? दिस इज़ अ रीराइटिंग ऑफ जेन आयर, राइट? तो सी एक MCQ से आप बहुत सारा नॉलेज ग्रैब कर सकते हैं, राइट? ओके, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. Waiting for the Barbarians is a novel by. So Waiting for the Barbarians is a novel written by J.M. Coetzee. Okay, so J.M. Coetzee has written this beautiful novel called Waiting for the Barbarians. Next question. The main concern of post-colonial literature is, so what is the main concern? So let us see the option for this question, because this is not a factual question, right? So alienation of colonizers. So see, colonizers तो कभी alienation हो ही नहीं सकता है. Representation and identity of colonized people. Okay, let's see. Economics, prosperity, no. Romantic imagination, no. So post colonial literature, it is a representation and identity of colonized people, no. So जो people जो लोग colonized है, जो powerful countries से colonized होके रह रहे हैं, so it talks about that representation. Okay, it talks about, it shows the mirror of how they were being treated, and then कैसे बाहर से लोग आके उन लोगों को colonize कर रहे हैं. So it was representing that theme. Okay, next. The term magic realism style is often associated with. Okay, so see, it has to be Salman Rushdie, because he is that guy जो magic realism से बहुत ज़्यादा associated है. Okay, especially आप कौन सा work में मिलेगा? Midnight's Children, 1981, right? सो ये वर्क में आपको मैजिक रियलिज्म भरपूर देखने को मिलेगा. और एक राइटर है एस.टी. कॉलरिज, उसका में भी आपको मैजिक रियलिज्म नज़र आएगा. एंड देन वी हैव टोनी मॉरिसन ऑल्सो, जिसमें वी गेट टू सी द थीम ऑफ मैजिक रियलिज्म. ओके ओके, नेक्स्ट. द गॉड ऑफ स्मॉल थिंग्स डील्स विथ. ओके, सो लेट्स सी द ऑप्शन, बिकॉज यहाँ पे डील्स बोल रहे हैं, इट इज़ नॉट आस्किंग एनी फैक्चुअल बेस्ड क्वेश्चन, राइट? सो पॉलिटिकल करप्शन, नो. Social hierarchies and caste oppression. War and peace, no, it does not talk about any war. Colonial education, no, it talks about social hierarchies and caste oppressions. Okay, oppression के बारे में बात करते हैं. Okay, next is language is both a means of oppression and liberation, right? So ये line आप लोग याद रख लीजिए, because ये आपका next exam में बन सकता है कि language is both a means of oppression and liberation is. यहाँ पे बोलना क्या चाह रहे हैं? See, Indian concept, see, I don't want to get into very detail, because I don't want to make the video lengthy, which is why I'll keep it in brief. तो language is both a means of oppression and liberation का मतलब होता है कि English people, when they came to India, I'm giving our reference because I don't know about the other countries, right? सो उन लोग क्या था कि इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज को सिखाने का ये मतलब नहीं था कि उन लोग इंडियंस को एजुकेट करना चाहता था. दे वर गिविंग इंग्लिश एजुकेशन बिकॉज दे वांटेड टू ऑप्रेस द पीपल, राइट? सो ये सेम चीज़ ये राइटर भी बात कर रहा है. एंड देन ये जो भी बोला है, ही इज़ एन अफ्रीकन राइटर. ओके, सो अफ्रीका और इंडिया तो सेम ही है. सिचुएशन वॉज सेम बिफोर, जब उन लोग कॉलोनाइज था तो बोथ द कंट्री वॉज फेसिंग द सेम प्रॉब्लम, राइट? सो ओके, लेट्स सी द ऑप्शन. कॉलोनाइजिंग द माइंड, Orientalism, again a grain of wheat, the wretched of earth, right? So ये जो है colonizing the mind का theme है. Okay, so I think we have spoken about it, colonizing the mind. So let us see the question, colonizing the mind. Okay, see, in this work we have spoken about this, colonizing the mind, published in 1986, and it's a work written by Ting Wao, right? So he has spoken about language is both a means of oppression and liberation in this work, which is Colonizing the Mind, written by Ting Wao, right? Okay, next question. Nervous condition was written by. Okay, this term you have to remember. Okay, nervous condition. So nervous condition, it was written by Tishti Dangrembang. Okay, Tishti Dangrembang. Okay, so she has spoken about race, she has spoken about gender, she has spoken about the caste oppression, she has spoken about the racial differentiation that was going on during that period. And then it talks about the situation of Zimbabwe. It talks about the situation of Zimbabwe. And then the title of this the very work was taken from the work The Wretched of Earth, right? So we have just spoken about this work a few minutes back. So Wretched of Earth is a work written by Franz Fanon, right? So see, everything is interlinked, when it comes to literature. And one more thing I forgot to tell you, that we have spoken about Chinua Achebe's Things Falls Apart, right? So that the title of this work is taken from The Second Coming, which was written by William Butler Yeats. So वो भी आपको relate करना है. And then nervous condition, which is associated with Tishti. So you have to remember that nervous condition was a title taken from the work The Richt of Earth, which was written by Franz Fanon. Okay, next question. Which of the following writers is from Caribbean, right? So Chinua Achebe is an African, Tingwo is an African, Wole Soyinka is also an African. So Derek Walcott is from Caribbean. Okay, next. The phrase colonial discourse was mainly developed by. ओके, तो कॉलोनियल डिस्कोर्स जो है कौन डेवलप किया था? इट इज़ एडवर्ड सेट. ओके, एडवर्ड सेट जो है उसको डेवलप किया था कॉलोनियल डिस्कोर्स को. ओके, सीजन्स ऑफ माइग्रेशन टू द नोट्स एग्जामाइंस. तो सीजन्स ऑफ माइग्रेशन ये भी एक अफ्रीकन लिटरेचर का ही वर्क है. सो ये जो है इट टॉक्स अबाउट ओके, वेयर इज़ द क्वेश्चन? ओके, it talks about post-colonial identity and reverse colonization. Okay, so it talks about that. Next question. Which of these is a common theme in post-colonial writing? So post-colonial writing में सबसे common theme क्या है? Let us see. Supernatural horror? No, क्योंकि कुछ भी चीज़ सुपर था ही नहीं. एवरीथिंग वॉज रियलिटी. जो भी हॉरर था, जो भी ऑपरेशन था towards the minority and caste, towards the black people, it was all real. It was not a supernatural horror. So this will be incorrect. Displacement and identity crisis, yes, this is the answer. Classical mythology? No. Medieval heroism? No. Okay, so this is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching my video till the end. And आपको अगर ऐसा ही वीडियो पसंद होता है तो काइंडली कमेंट इन द सेक्शन बिलो, सो दैट आई विल बी एबल टू ब्रिंग मोर वीडियोस फॉर यू. एंड देन टू बी ऑनेस्ट, ऐसे क्वेश्चंस बनाने के लिए भी इट टेक्स लॉट्स ऑफ एफर्ट्स एंड देन इट टेक्स टन्स ऑफ टाइम. सो काइंडली अगर आप लोग पसंद करते हैं तो अप्रिशिएट कर दीजिए, एटलीस्ट बाय कमेंटिंग ऑन द वीडियो और बाय लाइकिंग द वीडियो. सो थैंक यू सो मच.